Hi, Aquarius. This is Jeffrey. This is Right Color, and it's time for your April reading. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, press the bell for notifications. I'm offering 30-minute readings for $30, and the information is below. Additionally, this month I'm adding a series of astrology-themed merchandise. It's very exciting. The link will be below. I hope to get it up before, I hope, April 7th. We'll see, because I will contact people later on today to see how they can help me with this. I cannot do it myself. Okay, let's see what's going on for April. 1, 2, 3. The Hanged Man, the Six of Coins, and the Queen of Wands. It's an interesting reading. This card has been coming up a lot. That card has really been coming up a lot. Okay. So this card is coming up a lot. It's 6. 6 is about perseverance. So, and it's about money. So the first message is be patient when it comes to your finances. You need to be a little bit patient, and also maybe a little bit more involved in, and I know you're Aquarius and you're like the ultimate individualist. I get that. I'm kind of an individualist myself. Not kind of. That's the first message. You know, the first message is like, be a little patient, especially if you're involved with an organization or a community. Okay. And also this card is about charity, but it's about giving and receiving. It's about balance. It's really about, at the end of the day, this card is about balance because it's perseverance. You know, it's 6 is a very solid number. And my understanding of this card is who's giving and who's receiving. They're both giving and they're both receiving, right? To ask for help and to receive it is also a sense of a way of doing service in its own way. And to give of oneself, whether it be monetarily or otherwise, is really receiving. You know, you receive, gratitude or compassion or mutual understanding. We start with the Hanged Man. Fascinating card. So the Hanged Man puts himself on the tree. This is, I tell the story a lot, but I'll tell it again. This is Odin. So Odin is one of the kings of the gods. He is the father to Thor and Loki. And Odin has the gift of prophecy. And in Norse understanding, for a man to have prophecy is like weird. It's kind of feminine. It's strange. And it's not looked on well, right? But he's got this gift. And he's sort of, in a way, shunned for it. So what he does is he doubles down. So he gouges out his own eye. Goes on and on. He gouges out his own eye and he puts himself, for a certain amount of time, I don't remember how long, on the tree of life and hangs himself, sacrifices himself by his foot in order to gain knowledge, in order to see a larger perspective, in order to get in touch with his prophetic abilities, in order to see different realms. Maybe in order to see a more balanced environment, maybe in order to see the machinations of what charity is, of what receiving is. So I feel like there's going to be a deeper understanding of your sense of yourself in the community, of your sense of the world, and the sense of giving and the sense of receiving. There's this huge understanding and revelation that's concerned with what community is, what it isn't, who offers what, when, how. And I think once you have a different perspective and a different understanding, and it's going to take time. This is definitely a process. This is not like an action card. This is about sit there and do nothing. This is about sit there and do nothing and observe. Observe community, observe balance, observe what it is to give, observe what it is to receive, observe what the interaction is. And be patient, because you get a queen, and be patient. And once you really sit with it, and once you really kind of get it in your bones in a way, then you'll be able to move. But it's going to definitely be a process. There's very much process involved in this whole reading. I think it's also, because we get the black cat. So I think it's about the observing the magic of community, the magic of gift giving, the magic of receiving. I think you're going to have a tremendous understanding, and you have to be very patient with it. And if you're working in some sort of group endeavor, I think maybe you need to see things from all angles, and you'll have a deeper understanding of who needs what and who has something to give. This isn't necessarily about money. I mean, yeah, it's about money, but it's about security. It's about building something. It's about sometimes in a let's say you're having a business meeting, right? So at the business meeting, you have all the people who are involved in the business, the one who, say, ships the stuff, the one who makes the stuff, the one who markets the stuff, whatever. And then you invite a plumber in, right? And he's going to bring a different perspective. He's going to be like, well, it needs to flow. Like, that's what the plumber's all about. He wants to make things flow. Or sometimes, or you'll bring in a policeman, right? And he'll be like, well, it needs to follow the law. Or, you see what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what you're introducing. That's what you're inviting in to, like a different perspective, a completely different perspective. Sometimes somebody from the outside can bring like a whole new way of looking at things. It's kind of like when you ever watch, what do you call it? Like Sherlock Holmes and Watson. So sometimes Watson would just say these things like off the cuff, and it would just like ignite Sherlock, right? So I think through your observation or through your community, But I think it's you. I think it's you. It's almost like you're inviting that policeman or that plumber or that new voice or that different understanding in, uh, really calling on other realms and your intuition and your sense in a way of fairness, and being patient and kind of observing what happens. Observing what happens. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting. It's a very kind of interior, sort of deeper understanding. A deeper understanding. Yeah. It's like a little. It's like a little lesson, you know. Not in, that it's not like you're going to a class you hate, right? When you're a kid, and some kids love history, and some people hate it, and some love math, and some hate it, and some love whatever it is. It's not going to be like the class you hate. Okay, it might not be your favorite class. I'll give you that, but you'll be neutral on it. And I think actually, the more neutral you can be, the more you'll see. You know, the more you'll see. I think that's what it's about. Okay, very unusual reading. So, all my information is below in terms of merchandise that I design and offer, and readings that I also offer. Blessings to you. Have a lovely April.